I think that the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid. I don't think that, you know, it's something that if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time because you feel that way. I don't think every person, there's millions of people in the United States. Like, it doesn't make sense that people could be using that time to do other things. Like, you could be saving a life. You could be in a hospital saving a life.
Says somebody that's not affected by it. You are not affected by it. You already know when you're carrying a child that that's your child. For men, it's word of the mouth. It's you tell them that no, this is your child, and that's how they know. People need to confirm before they can raise those kids. Before they can commit to pay child support, they have to know that, okay, this is their kid. This is their biological kid. They have the right to know.
I personally pay taxes and I care about where my money goes. I'm not here to pay for so and so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. And for me, I want to fund schools. I want to fund the MTA because the trains are never on time. We got bigger problems. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory test.
These are bigger problems for men. They may not be problems for you because you're getting other men to sponsor and pay for kids that's theirs. I mean, let's be fair here.
Let us understand why it's so selfish of you women who debate and argue against these mandatory paternity tests. Because we hear these stories time and time again. We see numerous clips of men presenting the DNA papers to their woman and say, hey, look, it's proof that I am not the father.
You are not. Lying, I'm the father of that baby, boss. Boss, I'm that baby's daddy. I'm the pappy.
It's situations like this that people are trying to prevent here.
I don't think there's any issue with a man taking care of another man's child. Women do it all the time, whether you know or not. He might bring another child and say, oh, I had this out of our wedlock, you know, what are we going to do? Or he's taking your money and paying child support to another family. You had no idea. So when we're just like jumping like, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, hold on, it's already being done.
That's not equal. At least you already know that no, when he brings another kid, you already know that it's not yours. You're stepping up. Why can't men also step up? Be given a choice to say, oh, yeah, this is not yours. You should step up if you like.
You could have been doing so many other things with your life. You could have been figuring your life out. I don't know, feeding pigeons. I don't know, doing anything. But you raising a kid that is not yours. I mean, if you had the option to know that was your kid and you wanted to raise that kid, that's perfectly fine. A lot of people do that. But when you don't know, you're doing it out of the obligation or the mindset that this is my child. I'm gonna raise him or her. I'm gonna raise them up. I love them. This is my DNA. This is my blood. And then come to find out that's not your kid.
I mean, in all honesty, I think, with government, potentially passing a law to make DNA like a must, I think it works out for the best for everyone, in all honesty, because for a kid, I think the kid deserves to know who's their real mother and father. And if it's something that we start now, it's something that makes it an easier conversation down the road where it's not necessarily about trust, but it's just something that comes as a part of having a kid. I mean, you've already tested the baby to make sure that it's healthy. Why not test to make sure you understand who the parents are?
Away from that, just a random thought, like how often do they service those cables? Just wondering.
Women will never understand how it feels like to not know whether a child is theirs or not. So honestly, I think paternity tests should just be mandatory because there's too many times where men experience the kid not being theirs. And at that point, it's like, we won't ever understand that feeling. We'll never even understand the doubt. So why shouldn't it be mandatory? That's something that it should be a right.
I'm not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. I would rather do it. When I tell you I love to cook and clean, just don't tell the feminists. I love to do it, and I love to do it for a man. I do.
Okay, that's also feminism. And you've decided to do whatever you want to do. This time it's just that you've decided to cook, on which most of the women have been escaping from. I mean, the I don't cook and I don't clean movement will hate on this one.
However, not outside of marriage. Absolutely not. That sounds like hell. But just to see the look on a man's face when you cook him a meal that is so good, you could just tell he's proud. There's just something, I don't know, there's something within me as a woman. Maybe it's almost turning 25 that got me thinking, like, this cooking and cleaning thing isn't bad. Like, I just don't understand why women wanted to work. What was the point? Like, there is nothing satisfying about working. A man that takes care of you, a man that provides for you, you don't have to worry about anything, no bills. I will cook and clean all day. Like, what is the complaint? I'm making some fire food tonight. I'm going to serve it, and I'm just enjoying it. Yes, I'm crying over some onions, but is this what we fought for as women?
There's
I
more
don't know.
price to
I'd rather
pay.
cry over some onions than cry about a job. That's for sure. Don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean.
Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her that feminists actually believe that women should be able to do whatever they want? That's feminism. You wanna stay at home and cook and clean? Good. Stay home and cook and clean. You wanna be a corporate baddie? Good. Be a corporate baddie. You wanna be a business owner? Good. Be a business owner. You wanna have no children? Good. Don't have any children. You wanna have multiple children? Good. Have multiple children. Feminism means to have choice. We're not burning bras over here. We just want to have choice. The same choices that men are allowed to have. That is feminism.
I got really scared because one of my guy friends was telling me about how, like, him and his girlfriend broke up, and I was like, why? Like, we're, like, obsessed with her. Like, he was literally obsessed with her for so long before they even dated, and she, like, didn't really like him. And when they started dating, whatever, and then he tells me they broke up because it got too serious, and he was... What do you mean? You want it, like... And he's nice. I don't know, y'all. I think that just means focus on yourself. What I learned from that.
Once a man succeeds in getting in between your legs, he shows no interest in you again. Bro responded and said he worked on showing you why you should let him in. Now you work on showing him why you should keep you around. Let's unpackage this. 9 times out of 10, a man succeeds getting between a woman's legs by showing her that he should be kept around. Then you see, once they get in between the legs, what Noah's point now, is that now the thing switched. You know what I'm saying? The burden of proof switch. And now you got to prove to me that I should stay around because you already gave me what I wanted. That's pretty much what you said, right?
I think it's fair like that. And most people understand that. They are the ones that succeed at this thing.